Okay, so I'm doing Module 5, which is over symbolic interactionism. I will be focusing on the looking glass self, which is a major concept in Chapter 5. The looking glass self is basically seeing yourself the way others see you by putting yourself in their position. So this applies majorly to me because of my white spots. So a little bit of background on the white spots. When I was 7 years old, I was diagnosed with vitiligo. What it is the melatonin in my skin just kind of dies, and I get these white spots that you can kind of see right here. I have them actually on different parts of my body, but the main one is on my face, and at the time I had them on my eyes, which is a problem, which I'm kind of getting at, but it's no big deal now. At the time, I was a 7-year-old, and I kind of thought that was weird. I thought everyone would see me as weird, and it was actually really difficult. So before I could even see anyone or let anyone really see me, I kind of changed the way I acted because I thought others would see me that way. This is what I would kind of define as the I, which was a major part in the looking glass self. And the I is the subjective self, the spontaneous driving force that fosters all that is novel, unpredictable, and unorganized in the self. Before I looked what I would have called at the time normal, I didn't have the white spots, and it was actually really difficult when they just popped up out of nowhere. I mean, no one intends on having the white spots or having something wrong with them, basically. So me acting differently, I saw that more as the I. And to fix that, I would cover it up. I went to get makeup, and I wore makeup at 10 years old. I think I was 10. My mom actually allowed it because it was such a big part of my life, and I would cry all the time. Which sounds really sad, I know, but it's not as sad anymore. But I covered it up, which actually led me to feel weirder, actually. I just really didn't feel like myself, and one of the worst things was that I really didn't understand why it had to be that way. One of the things about makeup is that, you have to take it off at the end of the day. And so at the end of the day, they're still there. So at sleepovers, when you're a little girl and you go over to watch Disney movies and have fun, you don't have them. And so I was so worried that people were going to judge me for them because they could see them. So all of this is what I would define as the I. It was a difficult thing to deal with. It's how I saw myself, and I felt like looking back, I felt like I have more good qualities than bad, but I just didn't see that. What I finally came to, though, thankfully, was the me portion, which me in the book is defined as the objective self, the image of self when seen when one takes the role of the other. I finally started to see myself the way my friends actually saw me. And if you know me, I have a larger-than-life personality. I am so loud. I'm always making jokes. And I really am kind of a friendly person if you met me. But when I finally saw myself the way others saw me, I realized that people were fine with it. And that my personality was bigger than my white spots would ever be. And I actually learned to see myself the way they saw me and love myself, which was one of the most important things that I could have ever done. So applying this later would be the workplace. Like I've said before in my introduction, I want to be a wedding planner. So I'm going to have to deal with a lot of different customers, a lot of different people. And I am afraid that they will judge me for my white spots. I have been judged, but I have to understand that my personality is huge, and I know that I would be the perfect person for that job. So, in conclusion, the looking glass self is a very important part of communication because you have to know who you are before you can effectively communicate with other people. So, thank you.